So, hi. Today we are going to start our React preparation. This is a course from Brian Holt. What I'm going to do is walk through this course and brush up my concept. And this is a free material provided by Brian Holt himself in his GitHub. This is deployed at react v9.holt.courses. This is actually a course material for a front-end master's course called Intro to React. This is version 9 of that course. We'll not be going through the video material, but instead we'll be going through the textual material and try to um, unlearn and then learn about React, whatever Brian has taught us. So let's start. In the introduction, we are given that we, of course, we don't need to watch or read previous versions of this course because this is the ninth revision of the same course. React has evolved so much in these years to come. We had class components, then we were introduced to functional components, then hooks and whatnot, and now we are in the server landscape as well, just using React. So it'll be an exciting journey. So let's start. So first, Brian welcomes us to the complete intro to React version 9. In this course, we go from knowing anything about React to be job ready. This course teaches us all the React aiming to be most useful. We learn about React from first principles methodology. We'll start with no build tools or anything like that, just vanilla JavaScript or React. Over times, we'll add tools like Vite, JSX, ESLint, Prettier, etc. So we can learn about how to construct our own stack from scratch. We'll teach a few ecosystem tools as well, like testings and what's coming soon for React. Yeah, coming on to Brian. Brian is a really great teacher. He's been working at Reddit, Microsoft, and other database tools. He's currently a staff product manager at Neon, the database company, which is recently acquired by Databricks, as per my knowledge. But yeah, moving on to the course material, we have how the repo works. So yeah, we can do this. First, let me have a look at the repo. Yeah, so this looks like a lot. We should clone this, of course. I'm going to use the ghcli command, pin up my terminal, and just, and all right. If the internet god helps us. Yeah, all right. Let's move on to the first slide. Uh, There are two repos for each class, the website you're currently on and the example projects. Of course, don't need to look at the website because that will be probably the MDX material. To get set, download the projects repo. Of course, we have done that. Every step of this project will have a folder that will be a snapshot of where the project is at that step. If we get stuck, we want to copy paste a long bit of code, don't feel like writing, we can copy, of course. Name of the format will be name lesson npm install. We are going to be starting from scratch, but you'll need to report out there's an API directory that will be used later in the course. Please start the repo. Of course, we should start the repo. Start. All right, moving on to the first lesson. Node.js. We need to have the Node.js version installed. We already have that. He uses FNM to manage his Node version. I use NVM, but let's check that out as well. This is cool. If we have, yeah, command to install it. Just trying to replicate the experience that he had. So we are going to use FNM. What is this? FNM, yes. I'm assuming it's fast node manager. Yeah. Okay. FNM status. No. FNM dash dash version. Okay. We are good. I did this in 20.16. What node version are we on? Node dash dash version 22.16. So relatively close. So we'll move on. This code with new recent words of Bun and Dino, but it's untested. Beware. Okay, we are just using probably PNPM if we like, but since NPM is a little slow, I'll try to use PNPM. PNPM is Node version manager as a package manager as well, which is efficient. It installs the node packages in one place instead of and symlinks that to our project directory. So we are going to just install that in our repo. If we have a package JSON, no, not here. I'm assuming from the second we have, so we'll do that in the later part of the course. We have some tooling. We don't need to read that. Okay, let's get started by React, writing pure React. No compile step, no JSX, no Babel, no Webpack or Vite, just a JavaScript on a page. Let's start with a new project. We can create a new project. I'm going to call since we are going to build a pizza ordering system. I'm sorry, I could not pronounce that. Throughout this course, open this directory and VS Code of your choice, create an index.html and add this markup. Okay, I'm assuming that is already done here. So we'll go to, we just need to see this. Yeah, source. Okay, all right. Well, maybe let's wait. Just, yeah, so we have this over here. So let me just run that. No, not this. I think I don't have the live server installed to run this HTML. I'll install that. Yep, I trust the publisher. Yeah, so moving on. So here we have the go live button. But first, let's just look at what's written over here. It's a doc type HTML. Um, we have some meta tags. There is a public style. Is there a style? There is no style. Okay, so this is probably not needed. Arduino, not rendered. So we are loading the React script from a script and then loading up the app.script. So let's look at what's in the app. We are trying to create a pizza component by using the React API.create element. Now, what create element does is the analogous of JSX having div. So it's doing that. Um, we are moving on to React.create element. We are passing it no props, and then we are passing it content. So this is how the props look like. So it can be props, this an HTML element. Okay, cool. We have the name and description. Pizza accepts props and props. We have name and description. Okay, name and description. Nice. All right, and we are taking the element root, and inside the root, we are rendering the whole app component. In app, we have some componentization going on. So let's try to run this and see. I hope I'm in the, yeah. So let, if it's live, no frills React. Yeah. So we have the Parmigiano, pepperoni, pizza, mozzarella, and cheese. We have the name and description, which is in H1 and P tag. corresponding to that. This is nice, easy. So we know about one thing. So let's talk about what is React dot create element, and I think we are just using this API, and we are getting this root component which we have defined over here. I'm assuming there is a root. Yes, there is a root. We are taking it and creating a root and then rendering the app whole component. What is create element? So it's a fundamental React function which is used to create React elements, which are plain JavaScript objects describing what should appear in the screen. It takes three main arguments, which is the type, which can be a string, HTML tags, or React component, the props, an object representing elements properties. So we have the props over here. This is the element. These are elements props, and child elements. This function returns a React element object that React later uses to render the UI. Essentially, React create element is underlying mechanism that JSX compiles to. We'll of course later we'll learn about this is how React uses to compose the JSX internally. Uh, so yeah, so we are passing the element, then the props, and then the children of that. But since we are taking the prop and then inserting the children inside it, which is why we don't need to pass any children over here because it does not accept children as well. Yeah, like you can see, there is no props in this div, but we are creating an element and then passing whatever is coming from the name and description. That's easy. Okay, moving on. We could probably look it up over here. Create element. Yeah, let you create a React element. It serves as an alternative to writing JSX. We have type, props, and we spread the children. We call the create element to create a React element with given type, props, and children. We have an example greeting component over here. Like we saw, we had the pizza component. We have a greeting element, which is an H1, which has a class name greeting. If there is some styles attached to this class, which will get automatically applied to this component. The type is the valid React component type. For example, the tag name could be div, span, any valid HTML tag element, which is of course typed over here. If we try to see, so this is an HTML element. So yeah, it accepts an HTML element. It returns a React element object with few properties. Yeah. So basically that's it. We could also run npx serve here. Serve is, of course, a package. Let's see what serve does. npm serve. So serve helps us render a static site, single page application. I guess this is what the live server does. It just serves the current directory. So yeah, awesome. That is cool. We got to understand how the live server works. Nice. Moving on. Yeah.